The small town of Maple Ridge, Colorado, was the kind of place where everyone seemed busy, yet somehow still felt alone. Life moved with the rhythm of routine. School buses rumbling at sunrise, commuters rushing to work, and tourists visiting the old town square for coffee and photos. But on one chilly October afternoon, something happened that no one in Maple Ridge would forget. The story begins with a little girl named Lily Carter, an 8-year-old with curly brown hair, bright hazel eyes, and a kindness far bigger than her size. Lily lived with her mother, Megan, who worked long shifts at the local diner. Because of her mom's busy schedule, Lily spent most afternoons at the town park across from the diner, drawing pictures in her small sketchbook. That day, Lily was sitting on a bench, her legs swinging back and forth, humming as she drew a butterfly. The autumn wind blew leaves across the sidewalk, and families passed by with shopping bags and warm drinks. But Lily wasn't paying attention until she saw him, an elderly man with silver hair, wearing a long brown coat and holding a white cane, was slowly making his way down the sidewalk. His cane tapped the ground gently, searching for the edges of the curb. He walked carefully, but his steps were slow and uncertain. Lily looked up, her sketchbook falling slightly. "Mom," she whispered softly, "I think he can't see." Megan, who was taking orders at a table nearby, glanced quickly through the diner window. "Sweetie, stay here. I'll help him when I'm done with this table." But the old man was already struggling. He reached the edge of the sidewalk, but he didn't know it. His foot slipped slightly, and he stumbled, catching himself just before falling. Before anyone else reacted, Lily stood up, clutching her sketchbook against her chest, and rushed toward him. She stopped right in front of him and gently placed her small hand on his forearm. "Excuse me, sir," she said in her soft, childlike voice. "Do you need help?" The old man paused, surprised. He turned his head slightly, listening to the voice. "Well, I'm trying to get to the bus stop," he said. "But everything sounds so busy today. I can't tell where I am." Lily smiled brightly, even though he couldn't see it. "I can take you there. It's not far. My mom works right over there, so I know this place pretty well." The old man's face softened. "What's your name, young lady?" "Lily," she said proudly. "What's yours?" "Henry. Henry Turner." She gently took his hand. It was warm and a little shaky. "Okay, Mr. Henry. Just walk with me." And with that, an 8-year-old became a guide. The walk that changed everything. As they walked slowly toward the bus stop, Lily talked to him the way a friend would. "Do you like butterflies?" she asked. "I draw them a lot." Henry chuckled. "I haven't seen one in years, but I remember the colors." Lily described the butterfly she had just drawn. Blue wings with tiny white spots, and a bright yellow body. Henry listened, like every detail mattered. People walking by noticed the scene. A tiny girl holding the hand of a blind elderly man, and many of them slowed down, smiling softly. Some whispered, "Look at that girl. That's so sweet. That's the kind of kindness we need." But Lily didn't care who was watching. It wasn't about attention. It wasn't about being praised. It was simply the right thing to do. When they finally reached the bus stop, Henry sighed in relief. "Well done, Lily. Thank you." "You're welcome," she said with a grin. "But, are you going home alone?" Henry nodded. "Yes, dear. My son usually picks me up, but he's running late today." Lily frowned slightly. You shouldn't be alone. What if you fall? Henry chuckled again. You sound just like my wife used to. Lily swung her legs as she sat next to him. Where is she? Henry's face grew soft, and for a moment, quiet. She passed away 4 years ago, he said gently. She used to guide me everywhere. After she was gone, the world became darker. Lily placed her tiny hand on his. I'm sorry, she whispered. Henry smiled sadly. It's all right. Meeting you today, it feels like a gift. And then it happened. Just then. A loud horn blared in the street. A delivery truck had swerved toward the bus lane, losing control on the wet road. Henry stood up, startled, not knowing where the danger was. The truck was sliding toward him. People screamed. But Lily acted instantly. She grabbed Henry's coat and pulled him with all her strength. The truck skidded past them, missing by inches, before stopping against a street pole. People ran over. Is everyone okay? Oh my God, that little girl saved him. Someone call the police. Henry's heart pounded. He could feel the danger, but had no idea how close it came. What happened? He asked shakily. Lily hugged him tightly. A truck almost hit you, but I pulled you back. Henry's knees buckled. He sat down again, overwhelmed. He lifted his shaky hands and touched her face softly. You saved my life, Lily. You truly did. Lily smiled with teary eyes. I couldn't let anything happen to you. Her mother rushed out of the diner, dropping her apron. Lily, are you okay? She cried, pulling her daughter into her arms. I'm okay, Mom, Lily said. I just helped him. Megan looked at Henry with wide eyes. Sir, are you all right? Henry nodded slowly. Thanks to your daughter, yes. Police soon arrived, and the truck driver apologized, shaken by what happened. But what happened next shocked everyone. The sun arrives. A black SUV pulled up in front of the crowd. A young man in a suit jumped out and rushed toward Henry. Dad, I'm so sorry I'm late. Traffic. He froze when he saw the police and the damaged truck. What happened? One of the officers pointed toward Lily. That little girl saved your father's life. Henry's son, Jason Turner, stared at Lily in disbelief. Slowly, he knelt down. You saved my dad? Lily nodded quietly. Jason's eyes filled with tears. Thank you. Thank you so much. He reached into his wallet, pulling out some money. But Lily's mother quickly shook her head. No, please, she didn't do it for money. Jason froze, then put the wallet away. Then let me do something better, he said softly. He turned to Lily. Lily, would you like to come to our home sometime? My father would love to have someone read to him. He gets lonely. Lily's face lit up. I'd love to. Henry smiled widely, for the first time in a long time. Maybe you can read me stories. My wife used to do that. Lily nodded eagerly. I can read all kinds of stories. Page 1. A New Beginning. 2 weeks later, Lily became a regular visitor at Henry's house. She read to him every afternoon, stories about animals, planets, angels, adventures, and her favorite, butterflies. Henry would sit in his rocking chair, listening with a peaceful smile. Jason often watched from the hallway, amazed by how much happiness this little girl brought into their home. One afternoon, after finishing a story, Henry reached into a drawer. Lily, he said, I have something for you. He pulled out a small, neatly carved wooden box. On top was an engraving of a butterfly. This was my wife's, he said softly. She loved butterflies, just like you, and I think she would have wanted you to have it. Lily held the box gently, tears forming in her eyes. I'll treasure it, she whispered. Henry placed his hand over hers. You saved my life, Lily. But more than that, you brought light back into it. The town reacts. News of the incident spread across Maple Ridge. People told the story in diners, schools, barbershops, and churches. A reporter even wrote an article titled, "Little Girl Saves Blind Man in Maple Ridge, a Small Hero with a Big Heart." But to Lily, none of it mattered. Henry was her friend, and helping him was simply the right thing to do. Moral of the story: sometimes the smallest hands carry the greatest courage. Kindness isn't measured by age or size, it's measured by heart. And on that October day, an 8-year-old girl reminded everyone what true kindness looks like.